It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I am still Spencer. That is my name, still Spencer. And, we're just going to get right into the words because that's what we do here. The first word is foul line. 2 words, noun from 1870. Number 1. Okay, so I believe, let's look back at the previous. Foul ball was 1860. Okay, 1860, which means there was some sport, probably baseball, that had fouls, but they didn't have the foul line until 1870, or they didn't have a name for it. But how would they know if it was a foul ball for those 10 years? Did they not make lines? They just guessed. They were like, it's foul. Okay, so number 1. Either of 2 straight lines extending from the rear corner of home plate through the outer corners of first and third base, respectively, and prolonged to the boundary of a baseball field. So the rear corners, the rear corners of home plate through the outer corners of first and third base. One goes that way, one goes that way, just like I explained in the previous episode. And then goes all the way to the end of the baseball field. Those are the boundaries. Number 2, a line across a bowling alley that a player must not step over when delivering the ball. I'm just going to deliver these balls over to those pins. These pins will be so delighted to have that ball delivered to them. They've been waiting for it. This package, they've been waiting for it. They ordered it weeks ago, and it's finally being delivered. Right off the bat in Big Lebowski, they're saying that Donnie stepped over the line, so it's a foul, or whoever it was. Somebody stepped over a line, and they said it was a foul, and somebody said it was a foul, and somebody said it wasn't. Don't worry about it, it's fine. But I think John Goodman's character is very adamant that it's a foul. Foul! And then he brings Vietnam into the situation. Yeah. It's a great movie, though. Okay, so yeah, that's the foul line. You can't put your foot over the foul line in professional bowling. If you are not professional, I think the rules are a little bit more lax. At least the way I play. I run all the way down to the pins, and then I just kick them down. I deliver my foot to the pins. Number 3 for foul line. Either of 2 lines on a basketball court, parallel to and 15 feet from the backboards, behind which a player must stand while shooting a free throw. 2 lines because there's one on one side of the court and one on the other side of the court. They are 15 feet away from the basket. You gotta, when you're doing the free throw, you can't step over the line because just like in bowling, somebody's gonna yell foul at you and then start talking about Vietnam. Anything else? I don't know. It's good to practice your free throws because sometimes you might get a chance to throw some free throws, and you better know what you're doing when you're throwing free throws. I've thrown some free throws, but I'm not much of a basketball player. And, yep, that's it for that. Okay, we're going to move on to... The next word is foul-mouthed. 1 word. Foul-mouthed or foul-mouthed with a hard TH. This is an adjective from 1593, given to the use of obscene, profane, or abusive language, which I can be a little bit of a foul mouth sometimes in my private times, or when I'm around certain people who don't mind the foul mouth. It's a lot of swears, a lot of shits and fucks and stuff like that. Cocksuckers sometimes, those sorts of things. Yes, it's fun to be foul-mouthed. I have heard there is a statistic that says that people who are foul-mouthed tend to be smarter. And I'm just going to say, yep, that's me. I'm clearly smarter because I say bad words. There was a time when I guess I didn't swear a lot in front of certain people, and my girlfriend at the time was on the phone with her mom, and I was doing dishes, and I broke a glass, and I started swearing up a storm, and she heard me from all the way across the room on the phone. Her mom was like, I didn't even know he sweared at all. This is a new thing. But yeah, I like to swear. It's fun. It's just fun to be intense with your words sometimes. Foul mouth. I mean, I guess I could use that as my sound effect, but that's fine. I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing because it's fine. Ow. Next is foul of. This is a preposition from 1627. The synonym is afoul of, with an A in front of the word foul, but it's all one word. Afoul, that's one word. As in the examples, he fell foul of the law, also ran foul of a hidden reef. I guess those are two very different examples. Kind of. I guess it's similar. Do we need to go back to afoul? Because what did that say? Something that I don't remember. Oh boy, that is a beautiful chart of the alphabet table. Did I even go through this? I probably did, but I don't remember because we got Arabic, Greek, Russian, Sanskrit, Hebrew. Okay, we're going back, all the way back to, where is it? It's on this section, a foul. We're looking for a foul. There's so many words to read. Here we go. A foul of, page 22. It means in or into conflict with, like running afoul of the law, or in or into collision or entanglement with, like a foul with the reef. And so there's no etymology. It's just getting into a sticky situation with something, the law or a reef, a hidden reef. It doesn't say why we're using the word foul or afoul. It's just getting into a sticky situation is what it is. Ah, damn. I ran foul of cinnamon rolls. Okay. Yeah. Now we have foul out. This is an intransitive verb from 1948. It is to be put out of a basketball game for exceeding the number of fouls permitted. I think it's like, is it if you hit 6 fouls in a game, you get fouled out? Or maybe it's like, I think there's another thing, it's a technical foul. So maybe if you get like 2 technical fouls, I might have the numbers wrong, but it's something like that. But are there no other games where you can be fouled out completely because you have hit the maximum number of fouls allowed? I definitely remember when I was watching the basketball, usually when the Bulls were in the championships, there were people who would get fouled out. I'm pretty sure Dennis Rodman would be one who got fouled out. He seemed like the type of person to like to foul people. Foul out. Before 1948, were there so many people, were they just giving fouls out left and right? And then they were like, we got to put a cap on this. There's too many fouls. Why are they fouling everybody? Because they get free throw. I don't know. But we got to stop this nonsense. They keep on running foul of fouls. Ah. Next is foul play. 2 words, noun from the 15th century. The synonyms are violence, but especially murder. That is the most foul of plays. When you're playing the game of life or the Game of Thrones, the most foul part of it is when the murder happens. How many points do you get for murder? Maybe 0 points, maybe negative points? I don't know. But just violence in general is foul play. I do not play the foul play. Nope, I don't. Brah. Next is foul shot. 2 words, noun from 1905. The synonym is free throw. So when you get fouled, you get to take a shot because of the foul. So it's a foul shot, and it is also called a free throw because you are free to do whatever you want. Nobody's trying to stop you. They're trying to, if you miss it, they're going to get the ball. They're going to try and get the ball. But you get to take a foul shot. So let's just look ahead a little bit to free throw, because I'm curious about the year. Okay, free throw was 1891, and foul shot was 1905. So the term foul shot came after free throw. I guess I thought it would have been the other way around, but I don't know nothing. All I know is that I'm going to go, ah! Next is foul tip. 2 words, noun from 1870. This is a pitched ball in baseball that is slightly deflected by the bat, but specifically, a tipped pitch legally caught by the catcher and counting as a full strike with the ball remaining in play. Because the baseball player barely bit the ball. The baseball player barely bit the ball. The baseball player barely bit the ball. Because they barely hit it, that means, hey, it's live, it's in play. Somebody should catch it while it's in the air. The closest one is the catcher, not the ump. The ump isn't allowed to play at all. They're like, I'm tapping out. So it is a foul tip. But why is it a foul tip? Because it is in the foul area? But why would it be live if it's in the foul area? This is what I don't understand. Pitch baseball that is slightly deflected by the bat. A tipped pitch legally caught by the catcher. See, this is when you get into the details, and I don't know. But it's from 1870, so I don't know if this is a rule that is still in play. They have changed the rules of baseball and sports a lot. Ugh. Next is foul up. 2 words with a hyphen, noun from 1950. Number 1, a state of confusion or an error caused by ineptitude, carelessness, or mismanagement, as in foul-ups in transportation. You were supposed to go pick up the person at the airport at 5 o'clock and you missed it. You fouled up. You did a foul-up. We can't have foul-ups. They're a very important, famous person. You were supposed to pick them up. I have been known to do foul-ups because of my own ineptitude or carelessness or mismanagement. Usually ineptitude, usually forgetting, just making a mistake. And you know what? You got to own it. You got to fess up. I fouled it up. Number 2 is a mechanical difficulty. It's so hard to do this mechanical thing. It's a foul-up. But when I make a foul-up, I go, ah! And then I say, now we have a foul up again. It is not the second form because there's no hyphen, but it is 2 words. This is a verb from 1947. We are starting with transitive. Number 1, to make dirty. Ooh, it's so dirty. The synonym is contaminate. So if you Wally was very good at fouling things up because he was always covered in dirt and mud. And, hold on, stand by. I'm still talking. I'm grabbing a thing. And then he meets this character. You can't see it if you're listening. He meets Mo. And Mo loves to clean. He's got his little cleaner thing there, and he's just going around unfouling up everything that Wally has fouled up. Okay? Great job, Mo. You're wonderful and clean, and it was very difficult for you to go off your line. Number 2, to spoil by making mistakes or using poor judgment. The synonym is confuse. Okay, this is a little bit weird. You're spoiling something by making mistakes or using poor judgment. Spoil, is that the right word to use here? I'm not sure. Confuse, is that the right synonym? I mean, I trust the dictionary people, those lexicographers, but this is a little bit funky. But basically, if you're doing something wrong, you are fouling it up, confusing the situation, spoiling the situation, making it bad and weird and gross, and I don't know what. It depends on the situation. Yep, I'm still very good at fouling up. Number 3, the synonyms are entangle and block, as in fouled up communications. Communication is very important and very difficult sometimes. Everybody has their own communication style. They're not even aware of it. But in a relationship, if your communication styles are very different, it's easy to foul up a conversation because somebody says something, the other person interprets it one way when the person meant it another way, or whatever the situation is. It's sometimes you have to be very conscious when you are communicating with somebody to realize that they might have a different communication style than you. And it's just easy to foul up those things. Intransitive is to cause a foul up. The synonym is bungle. I bungled it. The example is, it was his fault. He had fouled up. And that is a quote from Pat Frank. Pat Frank, 2 first names. Yep. He fouled up. He bungled it. He caused a foul up. And maybe it was a foul up of the pins when the ball was delivered in the bowling. I don't know. Just popped into my head. Wow. Next is the first form of the word found. This is the past form of the word find. I found it. I found the penny. I was looking for the penny. I found it. Oh, good. Now I can get a candy. Urgh. The second form of found is an adjective from 1793. Number 1, having all usual, standard, or reasonably expected equipment, as in the boat comes fully found, ready to go. That is a quote from Holiday. Holiday? Is that a magazine? What is Holiday? Well, maybe when you're on holiday, you're taking a ride in a boat. Maybe they're trying to sell you a boat. The boat comes fully found. It's got all of the expected equipment that you would expect to find on a boat. Maybe oars. First and foremost, that boat better come found with oars. And this is not a way that I use this word. Number 2, presented as or incorporated into an artistic work, essentially as found. Okay. The example helps. It is sculpture of fabric, wood, and other found materials. That is a quote from Hilton Kramer. So you're just going out finding stuff. So this is presented as or incorporated into artistic work, essentially as found. Like I picked up this thing. I picked up this pile of poop on the sidewalk and I put it into my art just as I found it. Exactly just like that. I'm presenting it as found. There's a lot of movies, found footage movies that are mostly horror movies. Then they're presenting it as if, oh, we just found this footage. We just found this videotape, and we are now presenting it to you just like we found it. Sticks. Some sticks are something that people find, and then they put them into art. And then like, I found this stick. Presented as found. Okay, we have said too many things about this, so we're going to go on to another form. The third form of found is a noun from 1830. It is free food and lodging in addition to wages. as in, they're paid $175 a month and found. That is from the New Yorker, a quote from the New Yorker. The New Yorker was talking about getting paid a whopping $175 for 1 month and also found, which is food and lodging. And I have never heard of this before because it's basically 200 years old. So yeah, at some point we stopped using this in this way. Why were they using the word found in this context? Free food and lodging means found? Huh. Okay. Well, that's a new one to me, but it's also a very old one. Arrgh. The fourth form of found is a verb from the 13th century, and it is only transitive. Number 1, to take the first steps in building. Are we literally talking about building a building? Or building an empire? Building a company? Building a concept? The first steps are the found. Number 2, to set or ground on something solid. And the synonym is base. So you have to create the base, right? Got to start with that first thing, that first step. Number 3, to establish, often with provision for future maintenance. And the thing that you might be establishing is an institution. So you're founding an institution. I think 1 and 2 are more older definitions. Number 3 is definitely more current because this is how we still use words. If I understand it this way, it's a more modern usage. You have to establish an institution. You're starting it. You're founding it. And then the plan is that you're going to do some future stuff with this institution. You're not going to found it and then stop. You're going to found it and keep it going. Hire people, make money, do things. What does your institution do? With stuff. We just do things. Okay, this word is from the Latin fundare, which is from fundus, which means bottom. And there's more at the word bottom, like check out my bottom fouled with barnacles. Okay, so yes, the bottom, that's what it's talking about. The bottom, the base layer. You got to start there before you can build. You can't build the top of the pyramid before you build the bottom. You got to start with the bottom. The found. Oh, hey, look at this. The fifth form of found is also a transitive verb from 1562. This means to melt and pour into a mold. And the thing that you are melting might be metal. So, yes, I believe I've heard of a foundry, which is going to be in the next episode, which is where I believe they are melting the metal, and then they would be pouring them into a mold. So we have metal shapes. This word is from the Middle French, fondre, which means to pour or melt. You got to melt it first, I think, and then pour it. From the Latin fundere, which is akin to the Old English gioton, which means to pour. Also from the Greek chin or keen, which probably means pour. So let's backtrack to the previous word found, which was also from the, it's a different, that's fundare, and the found with the metal is fundere. So I don't know if there's a connection. There seems like there might be. Like maybe you have to pour something as the base, as the bottom, before, I don't know. I don't know the Latin. Okay, moving on to a related word. Foundation. This is a noun from the 14th century. Number 1, the act of founding. Number 2, a basis upon which something stands or is supported. And examples of the basis would be a tenet, a principle, or an axiom. Those are different. Like, what is your cult based on? What's the foundation of your cult? It has certain principles. Your religion, your something, your ideologies, they're based on something, the foundation of them. Ideas, tenets, principles, axioms, those sorts of things. But we have examples. We have real examples. The foundations of geometry. The foundations of geometry is shapes. I can get behind that. Also is in, the rumor is without foundation in fact. There are no facts in the rumor. The rumor is based on nothing. Number 3A, funds given for the permanent support of an institution, and the synonym is endowment. This is the money that the institution needs to be founded. They need a foundation of money so they can get started on what they want to do. And somebody is like, I like what your plans are, so I'm going to give you a foundation, and you better not screw it up. Otherwise, I'm going to foul you up. I'm going to make you find a hidden reef. Number 3B, an organization or institution established by endowment with provision for future maintenance. Very similar idea. They need the money, so they become the foundation. Number 4, an underlying base or support, especially the whole masonry substructure of a building. The whole structure that the building is based on, made of bricks. That would be masonry. And you need that foundation before you can build all the fancy, cool-looking stuff. Because if it doesn't have a foundation, it's just going to fall apart. Number 5A, a body or ground upon which something is built up or overlaid. And 5B, a woman's supporting undergarment, and the synonym is corset. I guess you gotta start with that foundation, suck everything into the corset, and then you can build on top of that. Is that the idea with the word foundation in this context? You can put another thing over it, and a big old dress, and lots of other things. That's the foundation. You gotta start with the corset. 5C, a cosmetic usually used as a base for makeup. I guess I don't do makeup, but the foundation is going to get everything in like a consistent color, consistent. What's the word I'm looking for? Just make the skin consistent, because if it's, maybe you got blotchiness, or maybe you got whatever it is, you got to put on the foundation to make everything the same first. Ideally, a very similar color to what your skin actually is, unless you're trying to change the color. And then you put the rest of the makeup on top of that. Once you've got your foundation, once you've got your base, you're putting on blush, you're putting on lipstick, you're putting on eyeshadow, mascara. That's it. Shadows and highlights is what you're accentuating. Foundational is an adjective. Foundationally is an adverb. And foundationless is an adjective. This podcast is foundationless. It's not based on any foundation of any kind. I did not put my foundation on, and I'm standing on sand. There's no any additional etymology for this one, so we're going to go on to foundation stone, 2 words. Noun from 1628. Number 1, a stone in the foundation of a building, especially such a stone laid with public ceremony. And it says compare to cornerstone. I guess the foundation stone is probably the first one that they put in. And there was a public ceremony. Look at this. Look at what we're doing, everybody. We're building this building. Here's the first stone. You got to witness us putting in the foundation stone. Isn't that exciting for you? Oh, it's so wonderful. And now we're going to hide it with all these other stones. The cornerstone, would that be the stone that's also still in the base, in the foundation, but it's more on the corner, so it's one that people can see, and sometimes they inscribe the year on there. Like I know my elementary school, that main building, that first building that was built, must have been the early 1900s or the late 1800s. There is a cornerstone that has an inscription of what year it was put in. And I don't know if that's also the foundation stone, but I'm pretty sure it's the cornerstone. Number 2, for foundation stone, the synonyms are basis and groundwork. Let's lay down the groundwork. Let's lay down that foundation stone so then we can build up from there. All right, the last word. It's the first form of the word founder. Noun from the 14th century. This is one that founds or establishes. Most towns, I feel like, have a founder. Businesses and stuff like that, they have founders. Springfield in The Simpsons was founded by, is it Jebediah or Jedediah? I don't remember. And then his last name was Springfield. He is the founder, and he was just the most wonderful man in the world. There's no problems with Mr. Springfield whatsoever. My town was founded by somebody, but I do believe I remember hearing that, there were people here beforehand, including probably some Native Americans, and they didn't get to name my town. It's named after a dude with a very, white European name. So, yeah, it is what it is. Why did we get to found him after him? Why did it get named after him? I'm not so sure. But that's how it often goes. Okay, let's pick a word of the episode. Today we had these words: foul line, foul-mouthed, foul of, foul out, foul play, foul shot, foul tip, foul up, found, foundation, foundation stone, and founder. This was kind of the foul episode, although we had a lot of found words, and then the next one is going to be more found words. But what am I going to pick today? I think I'm just going to pick foul-mouthed as the word of the episode. I'm so foul-mouthed. I'm so foul-mouthed. I like to say words like poop and crap and damn and dang. I'm so foul-mouthed. That's it for that. Now it's movie time, and the next movie that we watched is, yes, we did it. We watched Final Destination 3, which is fun. It's just another fun, crazy horror movie with lots of insane kills, insane deaths, I should say. This one I feel like was less funny than number 2. I haven't seen number 1, so I can't comment on that. But this one felt a bit more serious. I don't know. They probably did that on purpose. Maybe they didn't like how funny the first one was, or the second one, the previous one. But yeah, there's some good stuff in there. It's enjoyable if you like those sorts of movies. And yep, it's just a bunch of teenagers getting into some crazy situations. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for checking it out. You can watch this on YouTube. If you want to see the visuals, just put on those playlists and let them play. This has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Ah.